Well, welcome to MFFL TV. I am your host Dylan, and there's no nice way to say this. Let's just get straight into the video. That first game was horrific. Yes, it's only the first game, and there's 81 more to go, and then more importantly, the playoffs after that. But after going 4-0 in the preseason, a new season, that new season buzz, you do want to start on a better foot than we did. We just got absolutely blown out by the Hawks. Very little positives out of the game. If you're really trying to look for some, maybe that first half of good defense plus Jalen Brunson. I thought Brunson looked good throughout. Not only scoring, I thought his passing was fantastic. Um, Even though he did only end up with 3 assists, a lot of times it was just because his teammates missed shots or kept getting blocked. So that's definitely not on him for me. I thought he can, leave with his head held high for sure. Um, but in terms of getting blocked, I don't know if there's stats on this, but I think Dodo probably got blocked the most in any one game in NBA history. I feel like anytime he was going up, he was just getting swatted off the backboard and just definitely not a good game for him. Dwight Powell wasn't great. Luka, definitely struggled shooting and turning the ball over. It was really sloppy. And I just thought as a whole, the ball stuck too long, not enough ball movement. The defense in that second half completely collapsed and could not handle Trae Young for those little spells when he was getting hot. But then more importantly, Cam Reddish, Bogdanovic, John Collins, Clint Capella, all had their moments. And we just couldn't handle it. Brunson was sort of doing everything by himself, really, and it did not go well. I thought Porzingis and Tim Hardaway Jr. had very small spells of looking good, but as a whole, still not really good enough. Porzingis, same as Luke, I thought just lost the ball way too many times. Yes, he got his post-ups, but, wasn't really making that many. Got stripped quite a lot. So we're going to have to see a much better performance from the entire team in that Toronto game. Because I don't know how many teams we'd be able to beat if we play like that, if any. And for me, maybe other people won't agree, but I think we've got to find a way to get Boban in. Yes, we maybe love him for his personality, but every time he comes on, I feel like he has some sort of impact. He always knows how to be in the right places at the right time, always gets buckets. You can feed him through the post. And so I think, as that backup center, I'd much prefer him over Willie Cauley-Stein. I think he just gives us a different dimension. Yes, defensively, he's really slow laterally and at times a bit of a liability, but also, he's very big. He can at least alter shots. And I think that just adds a lot more to our second unit. I think our second unit is way too one-dimensional at the moment. Yes, Jalen Brunson was excellent, but then I think Sterling Brown, Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber are all too similar type players. They're sort of just spot-up shooters. And then you have Willie Cauley-Stein, who sort of just scores off pick and rolls. That way with Boban there, at least, there can be some sort of balance. Brunson and Boban can have a bit of a two-man game. If Luke is playing with the second unit, him and Boban have a great connection on the court. Always finds him for easy dunks, easy points. So I think we definitely need some sort of balance at the moment. We're just not able to create enough. And our starters as well, yes, the defense was good for that first half, but I think there's just not enough offense in there. And really, we're just asking Luka to have crazy games every game. But he's human, he's going to have these games. And is there really enough backup to help if he has these sort of games? Most other teams have multiple players that can take over when their main guy is not doing well. And look, at the moment, we're sort of asking Kristaps and Tim Hardaway Jr. to fill that void. And based on the first game, definitely not a good start. Can they do it for, some stretch of the season? Yeah. But the question is, can they do it consistently? Porzingis looked good in preseason, but can he continue that as well? We'll have to wait and see. I'm still hopeful, definitely only the first game. Can't be too critical as well. Atlanta did make the semifinals or the conference finals. So, they're a good team. They do have a lot of talent, but the performance just wasn't good enough. And before I go into anything else, saw my guy Vince there and just got triggered again. How he didn't make the NBA top 75, I have no idea. I think that's terrible. Yes, probably a biased Vince Carter fan. So I feel like that just added to the disappointment of the Mavs game and hopefully just build the winning vibes again. In terms of player ratings, Usually, I probably will try and do more in-depth player rating, but for today, I just want to sort of put this game behind me as well and get over it. So I'm just going to give Brunson, let's say, an 8. Let's make it a 9. Look for a positive there, and the rest just give them 3. But hopefully, it can be 9s all around in Toronto. I'm really keen for that game, and I already can't wait to see the Mavs take the court again. But let me know your review of the game. I'm assuming it's not going to be positive, but let's hear it. As well, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in that next video for hopefully a better breakdown.